How's it going? This is my building services assignment report. My name is Colin Scanlon and I'm doing the heating and security system. My house number is 161001. So for the heating system downstairs for our house, I'm doing a wet underfloor heating system, and upstairs I'm doing radiators and towel warmers as heat emitters. So downstairs, you can see it here, there's going to be 6 zones for the heating system. Just they say that they have a large floor area, just do different loops for optimal heat. So you can see it there. There'll be thermostats in each room as well, just to maintain the heat around there. So there it is, how to install. I asked my plumber how to install. This is what he said, what he does. So he installs the manifold first, then he does lays the insulation layer. He connects the pipe to the manifold and he does these loops. So he does 6 different loops and he uses 16mm pipe. After that, then he just he secures the pipes to the floor using clips, and he pours the self-leveling screed. Takes about a day and a half to do the whole bottom floor, he said. So after that second fixing, then when he puts the thermostats in, they're usually about 1.5 meters off the ground and away from direct sunlight and drafts. So this is my costing here. When I asked the plumber, he said it's usually around €75 per meter squared for the pipe work and the self-leveling screed and labour. So that's how I got those figures there. I priced the clips myself because they weren't included, and the thermostats and the manifold and stuff. So it's all there and in the report. So that came to 3,531. So upstairs then, the radiators and towel warmers, you can see it there. So the first thing that'll be done is first fix. I'm using a 2-pipe system, so the first things will be done with the pipes be installed. Then second fixing, the radiators and things will be hung. You can see there the heating manifold is in the hot press with the cylinder for the hot water. So there'll be thermostats in each room as well. So this is the costing there. So the different size radiators for different rooms. So there's all the prices I got. And for the labour then, he said for himself he's €110 a day, and the fella he has with him is €100 a day. So he said it takes out a day and a half to 2 days. So I have it in for 2 days. So it's €420 for the 2 workers. So here is the location of the oil boiler and the oil tanks outside outside in the boiler house in the garage. So there it is. So the costing of that altogether, the cost of the system for the underfloor heating was 3,531, radiator system 2,004, boiler and oil tank was 2,091, and then there's the labour there. So it all came to 8,047, and it takes about 3 days. So a day and a half upstairs, day and a half downstairs. So the second system I'll do here is the security system. So I'm installing a home alarm system with PIR, camera detectors and window and door contacts. So the door contacts are there but marked by the X, and the window contacts are marked by the X, sorry. Door contacts are marked by the red line, and the cameras are the blue squares, and the keypads are the black squares. So I've one at each door. Then the outdoor bell box there's a few things upstairs as well. There's a keypad upstairs for when person's in the bedroom, and there's a camera as well. And there's the outdoor bell box, it's there on the front wall. So I got this from Midwest Alarms. They charged for €960, they said. So it takes about 3 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours. So they gave me how much each unit costs, because I wanted more for my house. So they gave me material cost there, and you can see it all there. So the total came to 9,007.20. The heating system was 8,047. Security system 960. All came to 9,007.20. Thanks.
The house I done was 161001. My name is Rian Doody, and the system I done was hot and cold water systems and fire alarm systems. The objective of this project was to research the relevant systems to be installed in the house and also obtain a price and labour cost for these services. I priced my building supplies online using Irish Spire. I went on to McMahon Building Supplies to price my relevant building supplies. For labour costs, I contacted my local plumber and electrician who helped me price these items. Fire alarm system. There will be 3 smoke alarms placed throughout the house, 2 downstairs and 1 upstairs. The 2 downstairs will be placed in the kitchen and the hall. The 1 upstairs will also be placed in the hall. I picked a Fire Angle SW1 or optical smoke alarm. Is mains powered with a 9-volt battery backup. The 9-volt battery backup is important as it provides protection during a power outage. Electrical will be used to install all 3 fire alarms. Here is a visual to show my materials and labour prices. All 3 smoke alarms were priced online using McMahon's, and I obtained labour prices from my local electrician. The total price totaled at $135. Hot and cold water system. Mains water is brought from the road to the kitchen sink for drinking water. Then it is brought to the attic where it enters the water tank. The water tank chosen has a capacity of 206 litres, which I felt was sufficient for the house. Once in the tank is distributed to appliances and hot water cylinder. The hot water cylinder is a stainless steel open vented cylinder, 30 by 18, 2 coil insulated. Both hot and cold water is distributed then through the house in 16mm and 25mm Qualpex pipe. Labour costs for the first floor will be higher due to extra labour involved drilling through ceiling joists in order to run the pipe, in comparison to laying them on the floor screed on the ground floor. Here you see the material and labour prices for the hot and cold water system.
My name is Dylan Quegan, house number 161001. The objective of this project was to take a plan drawing of a house and break it down into all the systems it requires. My system was partly power and ventilation. For power, I went to the local electrician and I asked about prices and everything that they would do when they're setting up to do a house from start to finish. For price materials, I used the internet just to get the best prices, as I was informed to do by the electrician, because that's what they do when they're starting jobs. For power, I included a meter box, sockets, telephone, television and distribution board. The meter box is always installed at the gable end of the house. This is where power is always supplied to, usually by the ESB, as a normal electrician can't supply power straight from the box. Sockets are placed in all the rooms in the house. This is because every room has to have sockets for power. There are 2 telephone sockets installed in the house. One is in the hall as you enter and one is upstairs in the office. This is because these positions are most convenient for the house that we're dealing with. Television switches are installed in the living room and in the bedrooms upstairs in the building. The distribution board is located in the utility room. Reason for this is because this is where I was informed the electrician will mostly put every distribution board in the utility room. Here's the list of my prices. You can see from the start that I priced the meter box, and I was informed by the electrician that that's the labour to install the meter box. The sockets, I have put every socket in all the rooms, and I can see, as I have here, that this is the price of three socket boards that are being installed at the time. The €40 for the labour, as you can see the whole way down along, that's what I was told it is when you're putting it on. Say breaking 3 sockets down will be roughly €40 labour for every electrician. Telephone, as you can see, it's the same thing broke down into the price that it actually costs to get these telephone boxes and telephone wires, and the price it costs to install. Television is the exact same price it costs to install, price it costs to buy. Total price for this part of the building, as you can see, is $452.35 for price, and for labour it's $1,510. The second part of my project was ventilation systems. When I inquired about ventilation systems, I was informed by the electrician of the best location for them in the house, which is always the bathroom, and then there's always a vent over the cooker in the kitchen. The main source of ventilation for all houses is extraction fans. These are always located, as I said, in bathrooms and kitchens. The main purpose is to take air out, stop condensation building up in the rooms. Power is supplied to these directly from the mains. I inquired the electrician about where power comes from. Every one of them are wired individually, and power always comes from the mains. These are also wired individually and have to be installed by the electrician. As you can see, I have the price here for them all, extraction fans, where they're coming from, the price it costs to buy them all, and the price it costs to install them. Again, this price was given to me by a local electrician. So then you can see my total price here at the very end. What this is for the price of what it costs, and this is for the price of labour. That's my part. Thanks very much.
My name is Matthew McEntee, K00230409, and our house number is 161001. I had the lighting and above ground drainage systems to do. The above ground drainage system, the toilet, wash basin, baths, sinks, etc. are important parts of the house. The use of these parts results in wastewater. The wastewater has to be disposed of in a proper manner through the sewage system. Where an appliance is installed, it will need to be connected to the drainage system. This is achieved by installing a waste fitting called a trap to the appliance and connecting it to a discharge pipe. Different appliances have standard sizes for waste pipes and traps. And there's two diagrams describing the discharge system. It's a two single pipe ventilated branch system. And this is the cost I found for fitting an above ground drainage system for all the parts. It's a total of 485.53. And my second part of it was the lighting system. The most domestic properties receive a single phase of electricity from the ESB at a rating of 240 volts. The ESB's cable from which the domestic supply is taken consists of 3 lines, 2 of which carry the 240 volts, while the third line is a return line or neutral. The power is then brought into the house and distributed throughout. As in diagram 1, as you can see from the fuse box, it goes through to all the lighting systems. And then diagram 2 is just the ceiling rows and how all the wire goes into the light properly. The cost I found through contacting Stephen O'Sullivan Electrical, which is a friend of mine, the total will be €823 roughly, although he hasn't given exact figures. Thanks.